Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another video of Marvel Contest of Champions. Today we are finally going to do 6.26 gated parts, and we're going to start with Mystic Gate. A lot of there are going to be Mystic Champions, and you're only allowed to take Mystic Champions. My team is going to be a Dr. Voodoo, a Magik, a Doom, and I will take Ghost Rider as a synergy with Blade. You will see that will really help us clearing this part really quick. Before we get into this part guys, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button and leave a comment down below. Like the video, all of that really helps me out a lot, and make sure to check out my other playlists on the channel for 6.1, 6.2 and 5.3 and 5.4 as well. So the first fight on this part is going to be an Angela, who is a 6-star and Sig 200. So if you are going to bring in somebody to nullify her buffs, he won't be able to because she will resist all the buffs. And apart from that, she has enhanced armor, and it's a very simple fight for 6.26 with feats of power. Most of the path fights here are simpler. The suggested champs on your left are just an example. I put all the Mystic champions together as we are restricted to that class, but you can really bring out anyone and use them. I don't have most of those champs, that's why I am not using them. I have a Magik that I will go against with Angela and kill her off. As for the masteries guys, it's up to you if you want to use them or not, and depending what champion you're going to use to take the champion down the last fight. I am going to use a Doom, so I'm not going to use suicides. You can use them as well for the whole path and not use them on the boss, so it's entirely your choice. But for me, I have removed them for this run. The run I did before, I had them on, so it truly depends on what kind of a team you're going to take. That will affect your choice of masteries as well. Next up is going to be a Gamora. Now she can be poisoned, so I have brought Voodoo. You can bring in any other champion. One champion that is really good for this path and for the last 10% on the champion fight is Morningstar. So if you have a Morningstar and she is duped, you can bring her here and she can get her soul from this fight. So the next 3 fights you can easily collect souls with her. And also with Morningstar's second ability, her special 2, she can purify all the buffs on the opponent and bring damage. So you can do essentially the same thing what I'm doing with Voodoo. So it's your choice what champion you want to bring. They are pretty simple and straightforward fights. Next fight is against a King Groot, who has enhanced fury and 150% effectiveness on his regen, so he will regen more than usual. Nothing to worry about there. Again, you can use a Morningstar or Dr. Voodoo or anybody who can nullify his buffs. So again, simple fight. Also, one neat tip that you have here is if you lost a lot of health of one of your champions from the first 2 fights, you can use this fight to heal them up if you run full willpower. You can take an L1 from King Groot while he is in Fury phase. That will give you a permanent armor debuff, and that will trigger your willpower, and you can easily get your health back up. As you see right now in the video, my Dr. Voodoo has a permanent armor debuff and I am healing for the whole fight. Venom, he has SP2, he's SP2 biased and he has an enhanced SP2, so his special 2 is a bit difficult to evade. It's not like it's not evadable, but you need to have quick fingers. So if you're not comfortable with that, don't push him to an L2, just keep him to an L1. That is essentially what I'm going to do. Again, you can bring in any Mystic champion and you can do this fight. I just prefer Voodoo because you can easily change all of the buffs into poison and easily kill them off quicker. So after this one, your Mystic portion of the fight is finished, and then it's again the middle path that will lead straight to the boss. Now we are back on the middle path that is going to take us straight to the boss with only one node up that is going to be spite on the boss, so we will get through that. With Hyperion there is nothing much, there is just one node he has, that is Mystic Conditioning. So every time you stagger him, the staggering effects are reduced by 20% potency for the next time. But other than that, if you bring a Magik or if you bring any other champion, it's for a quick fight, just power lock him and kill him off. Nothing too fancy about this fight. Most of the fights in this path are easy, because the main attraction of this is going to be your final boss, the champion who's very difficult, but after the nerf he has been eased out, but still he is a challenge. If you're enjoying the video guys, make sure to subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below. I have done all the gated parts on 6.2 and now I am planning to do 6.3 and 6.4 for completion first, because of the new message from the game team of having new story quest progression, and then I will come back and do all the difficult parts of 6.3 and 6.4 as well. If that's something you like and you're into, make sure to subscribe to the channel guys. All of that really helps me out a lot and supports the channel. Now next up is Iceman. Now he can be annoying because his cold snap deals a lot of damage, so there are a couple of ways you can deal with him. You can either bring in a power control champion, which a lot of Mystic champions are, or you can just bring somebody in who is immune to cold snap. Now I've given you all the options, most of them are not Mystic, but they are the options you could use. For the Mystic path you can use Mephisto, but I'm not sure how viable is Mephisto for this path, because frankly I never liked him. So what I've done, I've just took Voodoo and I have baited out his first L1, and after I just keep him power dried, I just use my L2 over and over again and just take him to a corner and kill him off. That's all to this fight. Just be careful not to get hit by L1 because the damage and with the cold snap is a lot. So that's about it, and once you have that down, it's a very simple and pretty easy fight. You're running a Mystic path, so I would suggest trying to get him into power lock mode, so at least you can have Mystic champions for this whole path. Next defender is going to be Blade, so nothing difficult about this fight again. Only thing you need to be wary about, he's going to be very defensive, and with that he will regen a lot of his HP through holding his block. Or also the other thing you need to be careful about, that don't give him too many bars of power, because if the more the bar power he has, the less he bleeds. He shrugs off all the debuffs very quick. So what you will notice here, what I'm trying to do is I will always use my L2 once he's below 1 bar of power, so all my bleeds they stick. Also, whenever he launches an L1, I try to parry both of the projectiles so I can put some extra bleeds on him. So these are some of the strategies you can use to bring him down faster, and other than that, it's a pretty simple and straightforward fight that you should be able to turn down really quick. All of this part is just a quick warm-up for the big fight coming up. The accuracy, then his unblockable will not trigger. Even if it triggers, there is a simple trick that you wait for him to dash in. As soon as he dashes in, you swipe back and you use a light hit, and that usually, yeah, you can get him from that. Apart from that, quick fight, just drop him, couple of more fights, and then the main champion fight comes up. This is the second most annoying fight of the path. That is going to be a Gladiator Hug with Mighty Charge 2. So don't try and intercept him because he will go unstoppable and he will not be stunned. You won't be able to intercept him and he will hit you a lot. So combining Mighty Charge with his own unstoppable ability and everything, it really becomes an annoying fight. So what you need is patience and wait for him to come to you so you can bait out his heavy and then you can hit him back. But even though if you're baiting out heavy, make sure to check the yellow icon on the top right below his health bar. If that is active, don't hit him because he's going to go unstoppable the very next hit. So yeah, once you have that down, it's a pretty quick and simple fight. Just try to keep some health on you. Anyway, you won't be needing blade after this fight because after there's only one fight, that's Corvus. You can take Corvus down with literally anyone. But yeah, just what I'm trying to do here, I'm using an L2 and I'm creating distance from him to avoid him to charge, because when he charges he goes unstoppable and debuff immune, so there's all the bleeds are automatically purified. So I just want to make sure that he gets all the bleed damage from my L2 so he dies faster. Hope that helps, guys, and if you think this video is helping you, make sure to subscribe to the channel and leave a comment down below. All of that really helps me out a lot. It's been amazing, all of your guys' response. We're almost up to 5,000 subscribers. I didn't think that would be possible, but I really want to take time and thank each and every one of you for the support and the help. And soon we'll be starting 6.3 and 6.4 completion before we jump back into 6.3 and 6.4 difficult paths. So stay tuned, guys. I hope you enjoy it. And the final fight before the boss is going to be Corvus Glaive with the tank buster node. So again, pretty quick fight. Just make sure to just power control him or just make sure to knock him down. There's nothing too tricky about this fight. One thing with his L1, if you create a lot of distance while swiping back, if you come back in, he will be able to hit you. So just be wary with that. Just go your parries into hits and he will die really quickly. You can use all the mystic champions, any mystic champions for this fight, and save up the remaining for the upcoming one. So here comes the main show, that is going to be our boss fight with the champion. So what you will notice, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go in with Magik, give him one hit and quit the fight. There are two reasons behind it. One, when I actually go in with Doom, he won't be unstoppable. And second, as I'm quitting and getting my champions knocked out, that gives 10% extra damage to Doom for every champion knocked out. So I will knock out all my champions by quitting, and then I will go in with Doom, and as the fight starts, because he gave him one hit with Magik, he will not be unstoppable. So I can easily parry him, give him some hits, and then use my heavy to stagger him. So once the fight starts, the first is going to be a pre-show that is going to be 85% health. So all you need to do is to keep hitting him and just give him a heavy that will keep his charges down, and whenever he is going to go unstoppable, that will be purified. Once you have that, try to push him to 2 bar of power like right this and use a L3. So with that you will gain a fury buff, and once you do gain a fury buff, champion will have spite node active, so just be careful about that. And again, Once you get out from an L2, just block, let him come to you, and then yes, parry him again and use an L3 right there. So you will have 2 fury buffs that you can easily drop an L2 on him. Now here, be careful. As soon as you come out and you give him your medium, medium, light, light, medium, medium combo, and you steal 2 bars of power, he will still have his spite activated. So before you use your L2, try and bait his L2 out so you don't have a worry of him going up to an L3. Just right here, and now I will just give him a stagger effect, and now I'm going to use an L2, so I am sure that he's not going to go to an L3. So once that phase is passed, now we are on the second phase, that is going to be the main show. Now here, do not try to parry him because you won't be able to. Once he is charging at you, he becomes unblockable. So what you need to do is to let him use his L1s, and as soon as L1 animation finish, you need to give him a heavy attack so he's on stagger. It will take a little bit of time for you guys to get the timing or the distance, but that's usual in learning this fight. And also he's very aggressive when it comes in this mode, so even if you are down a bar of power, you can easily intercept him. So don't worry about it, just don't be too defensive in this mode, otherwise he will take your corner and kill you off. Once you have that, use an L3 again and try to bring him down to 10% as soon as possible, because with that we can go into the final stage of the fight. If you're looking for more in-depth analysis on this fight, I'm sure there's a lot of videos from other people. I have done another video that is 6.26 easy completion, so that has more explanation on it. This champion fight is nerfed. Before it used to be 5 indestructible charges that you have to remove, but then I have always used him because he's just easier to manage this fight from. So all you need to do is bait his L1 out, and just about when he's to headbutt you, you can swipe back. That is the most easiest way I find. Even if your Doom dies, if you have any other champions that are high block proficiency, so for example, you can use Thing, you can use Morningstar, you can use Captain America Infinity War, you can also use Red Guardian. So you can actually block all the hits and swipe back when he's right on top of you. So they make it easier. So as soon as you have 3, you can use the L3 and he will die really quick. I hope you guys really enjoyed the video and you find it useful. If you did, guys, make sure to subscribe to the channel, leave a like, comment down below. All of that really helps me out a lot and keeps me motivated to make these videos. And apart from that, guys, I hope you all have an amazing day, and I'll see you next time.